Hey everyone, hey guys watching. Today is just going to be like a short video and I promise you this will actually be short as best as I can. But I just wanted to share something that was on my heart. And like firstly disclaimer to anyone watching my channel that in my channel I talk about real life stuff and sometimes people don't want to talk about like real life deep stuff. And that's fine. This channel isn't for you then. Move on. And I hope you have a wonderful day. But I am not going to sugarcoat anything that I talk about because it's part of who I am and it's part of my life and my experiences. And I only share because basically to help others and show people that they're not alone. And we live in such a society that teaches us to fake it, to make it or just fake it and pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and just like mask what's really going on with like anything and everything from shopping to followers to drugs. And it could be drugs or it could just be something simple as hanging with friends or going shopping or not even just pretending that nothing's wrong. But we all hide our issues somehow, and that's fine. We're all different, but at the end of the day, my channel is all about being open and honest and transparent so that people who are who feel like they have to be quiet about what's really going on inside don't have to feel like that, and so that they know that, you know what, like, I'm not alone. And I personally believe that when you say things, when you speak things, you allow room for healing and for growth. But when you keep things inside, you basically keep yourself in a place of being stuck and not able to grow or move forward or heal from things that have held you back. And I don't think anyone is exempt from this. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, we all have issues, but some people just hide them a lot better than others. And it's because we're all human. And I believe personally that majority of issues we have, like all issues we have, stem from our childhood and stem from what we went through as kids. And when we come to terms with that, it's a big thing facing our feelings. Feelings are like not an easy thing to face and not an easy thing to work through at all. So it's much easier to pretend that either we don't have them, they don't exist, or they're not that deep. But really, when we admit, hey, I have feelings and that is deep and I need to work on that, like, we just feel so much freer and can really just grow and just become our best selves, because we don't let our past or anyone or anything control us. And it's that fear of speaking out what's really going on inside that keeps people locked in cages their whole lives. Fear of judgment, just fear of change, fear of facing their emotions, because it's not an easy thing to do, as I said, and everyone's on a different journey. And I never look down on anyone for being open and honest, but at the same time, I never look down on anyone for not being open and honest, because, like, sometimes we're not ready to face how we really feel, and it just takes a lot of work. And to work on ourselves is honestly like who we need to work on the most. Like, I mean, to work on what's going on inside, obviously, like, work on ourselves, but it doesn't matter like what you look like on the outside or what you look like to other people. What matters is the conversations you have with yourself at the end of the day, and like what's really going on, because that's going to determine like the path of our lives. And the more we pretend that we don't have issues or things going on inside, the more it's going to eat us away inside. And it could be something so simple or small, but the thing I've realized is that no one is perfect, and I'm not who I was, but I'm nowhere near who I want to be. But there's always something we can learn off others, and always somewhere we can improve ourselves. And if our life is not about improving ourselves and like admitting when we stuff up, or like just aspiring to be better every day, and I'm not talking about like in terms of making more money or something. I mean, that could be something, but I'm talking about our internal selves. And if we're not aspiring every day to be better internally, then what are we even doing with ourselves? I'm just being honest, guys, real talk. we're just going in circles, because we can always better ourselves, but we can't get time back, honestly. And time spent not speaking about what matters when we really need to is time wasted, in my opinion. Like, we all have different ways of pacifying ourselves and pretending that we don't have issues, but we all have something, and no one's above another. For some, it might be their fame, their clout, or for others, it might be their relationships. For others, it might be their work life. Could be a workaholic, could be a shopaholic, or could be someone who does drugs. But people who do drugs are looked down on compared to people who mask what's really going on with work. But at the end of the day, we all have issues and we all need to face them. So I would just encourage anyone watching right now that don't be afraid to talk to people about what's going on inside. I'm not talking about talking to the whole world, if you're not comfortable, just one person. And that's what we're here for, each other. We're here to help each other grow and move forward. And sometimes we're not ready to grow, but I would say the most important relationship we have is the one we have with ourselves, and the most important relationships are the ones we're gonna have with people. We can be totally open and honest and be like, hey, I'm here for you. What have you been through? What do you need to talk about? One thing I've realized and I learned over the years is that keeping things inside and masking them is what leads to a big explosion in the end, and not in the way that not always the way that you expect it. It eats you away slowly, things that you won't allow yourself to talk about. And I won't ever let myself get to that place again, because I used to before I had my son. I used to pretend I didn't have problems, and on the outside I looked totally fine, but on the inside I was really hurting bad, and I was really struggling. But when I started seeking help and saying, hey, these are my issues, or hey, this is what I'm feeling inside, I could grow, and I started to heal. I started to become a better version of myself. But it's only when you allow yourself to be open and honest with yourself and others. I mean, not the whole world, not broadcasting hey everybody, I feel depressed today. But sometimes we pretend that we don't feel a certain way, and thinking that if we pretend that we don't feel that way, that it will just be that way and it will go away. But it's okay to have feelings. I know this world teaches us that feelings are weak, but it's the complete opposite, guys. There's nothing more strong than admitting your faults and saying, hey, I need to grow, I need to improve, and also saying, hey, I feel this way. It takes a lot more courage than it does to pretend that something doesn't exist. Trust me. But I want to encourage you that the words we don't allow ourselves to speak about, they will eat at us from the inside out, and we will never be able to grow or learn or be happy, honestly, because we're living a fake kind of life. We're trying to convince ourselves that nothing's wrong when really it is. And that's why I'm saying no one is above anyone. I feel everyone has room to grow in their lives, and let's not deny ourselves the opportunity to grow and be our best selves, even though it's scary as hell to admit that we have feelings, and feelings are deep, and feelings hurt, and feelings can be hard to work through, but it's the only way to move forward with our lives, honestly, as someone who spent so long running away from my feelings. And I choose personally to not run away from mine and be very open so other people don't have to run away from theirs. But as long as we keep running, it will eventually catch up to us and not in the way that we expect. So yeah, us humans are very stubborn, but I just want to say, guys, what we keep inside will eat us alive. Sounds creepy, but honestly, there's nothing wrong with being honest and open and be trusted friend or counselor or therapist. Nothing wrong with getting therapy and be hey, something I'm struggling with and I want help because I'm tired of going in circles and pretending there's nothing wrong when there is. And it's part of growing up, we did not choose the family or the upbringing or whatever we came from, but we have the choice every day to, better ourselves and be like, hey, I'm not what happened to me. I'm not that. And I can be this, but we can't be anything if we don't face our past. And that's something that I've learned. So I'm still learning, and I love to be able to sit here and be like, you know what? I'm not perfect, and you don't have to be. You just have to be like, you know what? Like, I need help just like everybody else, and I'm not gonna fake it like society tells me to, because it doesn't go anywhere good. But yeah, I just want to encourage anyone today, like, honestly, I'm always here, but therapy can be taboo for people, but there's nothing wrong with getting therapy. So yeah, working through your issues is cool. Like, honestly, it makes you a kinder, better person to others, to be able to just be a better friend, and literally be a better friend and a better human being. Because you can empathize with others, you can be there for others, because you're not faking it, and you're real and you're authentic. And people see when someone is being real and authentic, and they're able to, open up themselves. And just there's so much power and healing when we come together and we're like, you know what, we're not perfect, but we are honest, and yeah, ourselves, our true selves. We're not hiding. So yeah, healing comes when we don't pretend that there's nothing wrong. And some people really can think, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong, but there's always a potential to grow, because we're all people. Like, at the end of the day, we're all born into this world, and no one is perfect. It doesn't matter who you are, if you're Beyonce, or if you are like Barack Obama, or Trump, or the girl next door, or the boy next door. Everyone has their demons. Let's all be honest and real and authentic, and just be like, you know what, like, I'm human, you're human, we all have our own struggles, and I'm here for you. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Like, it was a bit long, but compared to what I could say, guys, it's cool to work on ourselves. Like, not on the outside, the inside. It's takes so much more strength than pretending nothing's wrong.